Run it. Run it. Here we go. Episode 2 of the Grace and Brock Perspective. We got my boy here. Make some noise. Max Van Ouderdijk.
What's up? What's up?
We got over 30 people here watching live, so a lot of pressure. Here we go. Thank you for coming on here, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Look at this incredible setup we got. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Lil Kim. My mom actually has her own podcast. That's why she has all this stuff. She's at 190-something episodes, about to be on 200. We're about to be on 2. We're getting there. So, yeah. Max, so excited for you to be on here, bro. Been best friends with you since what?
Since 5th grade.
5th grade. I moved here. I was born here, but then I lived in Colorado. And then that's when we met, is when I moved here in 5th grade.
Yeah, I think when we met, it was the first year we were here. We met playing AAU basketball. And then also that same year, we were in the same class. At
Darrichin
Elementary. And I think we were just both like the biggest class clowns in our class. So I think that's how we clicked. And then ever since then, we've done a lot of crazy stuff together. So
yeah,
it's been a time of our lives.
It's been a ride, brother. More memories to come. Many have already been made. You've changed my life, genuinely. Of course. I mean, you're my best friend, so you have shaped me in a lot of ways to who I am today. Mm-hmm. So that's a big statement for one person to legitimately change your life. And you have inspired me by your business. As one part of you is as your business, and the other part of you is just who you are around friends. You're just like, you're free. When you make jokes, you just say it and everybody just loves it. Like you're just a great guy to be around. You give energy. My dad always says, if you want to be someone that gives energy, when you leave a room, and you're one of those people, bro, like when you're not there, like this past weekend, we were in Galveston, some of our friends, and I can notice that Max isn't here. So I'm just saying thank you for being on here. Thank you for being you, and I'm excited to get into who you are today, your business, and your whole life, bro, because you're an inspiration to a lot of people, but probably a lot more people than you even realize.
Bro, thank you for saying that, bro, and I mean, dittos.
Yeah.
You have changed my life too, and I remember like when we were little, just like growing up, like you would always get mad at me, and that we were getting like the biggest fights. Me and Grayson were getting so many fights. Like I thought this dude had anger issues, but like looking back now, like that has like put me into a better man. Like what's an example of something like you would get mad? It would be like tiny things. He would get mad at me before, but like it was annoying. Like I was a little kid and I would just wanted attention. So it was a whole thing. What's an example of like something that?
Well, one, I think at the time I had a crush on like Grace Patterson or something, and you said something to my sister, and I went like ballistic on you.
Oh yeah. Well, so his sister was best friends. So he had a crush named Grace, and her sister was best friends with your sister. And I remember we were in the pool, and your sister, like, she already knew. It was obvious. And then I made like a little joke or something that was obvious that like Grayson like Grace, and then Grayson. I remember we had a sleepover that night, and like. We didn't say a single word that entire night.
Yeah, I was telling you in the pool, like, bro, I think you should just go home.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
But just tiny stuff like that.
Straight up, bro.
But it's made me into a better man. So, but yeah, let's get into it.
Also, this podcast is sponsored by the one and only Cubenetic, made by our boy Noah McCarran. Cubenetictoys.com. Get yours today. Noah made this and designed this himself. But yeah, the whole point of this podcast is get into it, get deep. So let's get deep into it, bro.
Well, let's do it. What do you got for me?
So what are you doing right now in your life? Who are you? Elevator. What's your name? Who are you?
Oh yeah. So my name is Max Van Ouderdijk. My real name is Brian. Fun fact. So, but everyone calls me Max. My full name is Brian Maxwell Van Ouderdijk. Last name is Dutch. But yeah, I'll give you just like a quick life story. So I was born in San Francisco. I was there for like a year, and then my family and I moved to Malaysia for 3 years. So I lived in Asia.
And your dad's Australian?
Yes, my dad is Australian, so I'm half Australian.
Has a very thick accent that you cannot hear.
Yeah, I can't hear. So I grew up like with his accent, so like I don't like hear it. So all my friends are like, "I love your dad's accent," and then I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because I don't hear it because I'm just so used to it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I lived in Asia for 3 years, and then a fun thing about that, like when kids are growing up, they want to be astronauts or they want to be doctors or vets or anything like that. But I want to be a dragon. I don't know if you've ever seen those like dragons on stilts, like those performers. It's like two people under like a dragon costume, and they just like go from stilt to stilt, and they like eat oranges and stuff like that. That was like my dream growing up.
So you like dragons?
Yeah, but like just the entertainment dragons. I don't know if y'all ever seen that. Y'all need to look it up. Look up just like dragon dance entertainment stilts.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so
it's fun.
Max Van Ouderdijk, You want to be a dragon?
I used to. But yeah, I lived in Asia for 2-3 years, and then we moved to the Woodlands, Texas, when I was 4.
Best place to live on the earth.
Yeah, it was
According to
voted.
Google.
It was voted.
Love it.
It was voted the best city for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Fun fact in America. But yeah,
Which
super blessed.
We have loved growing up here.
Yeah, no, so I'm super blessed to live in the Woodlands.
We do always kind of make fun of people who say they hate it here because we're like, bro, it's literally voted the best place to live.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. But I definitely think it like elevated me and like my business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll talk about business. So yeah, so just grew up in the Woodlands, and then
So you're in college?
yeah, or I was in college.
Oh.
So I dropped out. As everyone
You dropped
knows.
out?
Well, yeah,
That's scary, bro.
it is scary. Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that.
But I'll give you kind of like insight in my business. So I think around freshman year, in middle school, me and you, the whole reason why I started doing video and photos is because of this guy. We started a YouTube channel. It was
Wait,
called
was it because of me though? Really?
I don't know how. I don't know like whose
Yeah,
idea
I
was
don't
it
know.
to start like vlogging or whatever. But we just started like vlogging.
We Viral.
Yeah,
That
it's
was our
called We
YouTube
Viral.
channel.
Now it's called like Grayson Brock or something.
Oh yeah, I'm about to change that though. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on the it's on the same. Oh, this is the channel that it's on.
Oh, bet. Okay. Well, if you look on this YouTube channel, then you'll see.
Go back down.
You'll see the videos. But yeah, I always started doing that as we started doing all these stupid videos like pranks, like trampoline.
We thought we were gonna go on Ellen.
Yeah.
Every time we'd film it, it'd be like, "This is going on Ellen, bro."
Yeah, it would be like trampoline versus fruit or trampoline versus balloons, or we would do like the wall, like toilet paper and Walmart fort thing, just like funny stuff like that. And then I kind of took the channel and ran with it, and you kind of stopped for a little bit.
Yep.
But that's when I started vlogging. I would bring my camera to school.
At McCullough,
Yeah, McCullough.
and people like everyone knew you vlogged.
Yeah,
It was like
and
a big
everyone knew I vlogged, and I don't know how it just went, but like, I mean, if you look at the views, like one of them has like 10,000 views.
It is so nostalgic.
Yeah,
Like,
each one has like almost like 1,000 views, which is pretty good for like a high schooler or a middle schooler back in the day. So that's how I started, and then I just started doing photo shoots for free for people. I would charge like $20 for a photo shoot for like senior photos or something. And I remember the first time someone asked me to do like their actual senior photos, I was like, oh, like I'm so nervous. Like, what do I do? All this stuff. I was looking up poses, looking up YouTube tutorials. But yeah, so it's kind of cool to look back and see that I was charging $20 for a shoot.
$20 for a shoot freshman year. How much are you charging junior year of college? Even though you're non-college, but
Yeah, so right now I'm about to change it too, but right now, so a senior session is $765.
yeah, which I could argue is cheap for your level of skill.
Yeah.
Like you're the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so it's kind of cool to look back. Yeah, ever since then I think the first big like shoot I did, like senior sessions, they're not like crazy big, but the first big thing was a wedding, and I did with you. It was with my church and pastor Julia Lawridge. Shout out Julia and Brandon. But they asked me, I was like 15 years old. They asked me to shoot their wedding, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. I didn't even have all the equipment. I used my camera from my high school, and I got this dude to come and help me. And this dude still does not know how to film a wedding to this day. But
bro, we got to tell the story of when.
Oh yeah.
First wedding. How much were you getting paid for this wedding or us?
So that wedding, I
think
I like asked them for like $200. They ended up tipping me like $100, so I got like $300.
That's insane.
Yeah, but it was great experience, and it was a 500 person wedding. It was the biggest wedding I've ever filmed to this date. I didn't even know it was gonna be big, and like the photographers were like, the photographers were like famous photographers too, and it was cool. And that was my first wedding also.
And it was great. The video is amazing.
Yeah, I guess. And then, but the funniest thing is when we were shooting the wedding, like you put the camera on tripods during the ceremony, but we forgot.
So we're ready.
This is Grayson too. I'm on my gimbal shooting.
So the
and
groom
Grayson's
is
on a
waiting
tripod.
for the bride to come in. So
Yeah.
everyone's sitting down, and we got it. We're in the back.
But yeah, the wedding was the first like biggest thing I did, and ever since then I did weddings a lot. Now I don't really do weddings anymore.
Wait, how much would you charge for a wedding now?
So I'm traveling to Utah in about 3 weeks to shoot a wedding.
Oh, that's right.
I don't usually do weddings, but it was just because it's in Utah, and the family I know, they were like actually one of my first like family photos I did. So I love the family, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Since at Sundance Resort, but I charged them $3,000 for that.
How many days will it take you?
So we're traveling for 3 days, which I love traveling for shoots and stuff like that. But probably editing a wedding takes forever, like 2 days, like a full like straight editing. But yeah.
So college dropout, videography. Wait, but where do you make most of your money from? Photography or videography?
I make most of mine from video. And so, so I have a full production company. It's kind of one main band right now. I do freelance, but I pretty much do everything. I haven't niched down yet. So, I do like restaurants, or I do a lot for A&M.
Yeah, all the videos you do, I don't think people realize that most of them are just completely you.
Yeah,
Everything.
I think 99% of the stuff I've done, it's only been me.
Like
so,
Beach Week. So
yeah.
Tell them how you did Beach Week.
Yeah, so Beach Week is a church camp that actually me and Grayson used to go to.
Woodlands
it's like
Church. Love that place.
Yeah, 5-day long camp. And yeah, so every day you just have to make a recap video like of that day. So service starts at like 6 p.m. So you have to finish a video by like 5 p.m. to show that day of like rec games and worship and stuff like that from the night before. So it's pretty stressful, but yeah, I just go out, shoot everything, and edit it myself.
But
it's
before
cool,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's a cool moment. I was saying because like another reason why I got into videography is watching church camp videos.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Recap videos, and everyone just go crazy when you would see yourself in the recap videos, and like I also love attention. So whenever I would like see myself, I would just get like butterflies, and like other people did too. I know. So that's also another reason why I got into video stuff. And also like at camp, I would see the video guy like walk around during rec games, and I would try to do the craziest thing to get in the video.
And so they have like a whole team when they did it.
Yeah, so like back in the day, they had like 3 people.
It was mostly you doing everything.
Yeah, back in the day, they had 3 people, and they probably could have done it themselves too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they asked me to do it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I do. I bring you just usually for the comedic effect. But you do help out and like do stuff for me, but
mostly like get me a water.
Yeah, get me a water.
But you do need kind of someone there to do that.
Yeah, but I'm just very OCD, so I try to control everything. Like you asked me to be on this podcast, and we're using my cameras and my lights and stuff like that because
Look at it. It's amazing.
I want to make it the best it can be. So I'm very OCD, and yeah, I like to make everything as best as possible. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've done a shoot and I've just like given up, and I haven't been like, oh, okay, this isn't gonna be good. Like,
that's probably why your business runs without even marketing. In terms of getting more jobs, it's all just people telling each other, and they just come to you. You've never done any marketing.
I've never done any marketing, never like done ads.
That's like unheard of in a business, bro.
Yeah, but it's just, especially growing up in the Woodlands. The Woodlands is a great place to, I feel like, start a business because, I mean, it's a wealthy community, and also it's a big community, but everyone knows each other. And especially growing up in the Woodlands High School and just kind of being like, I was freshman class president and senior class president, and then also we were both mascots. So I just feel like people knew us from that a little bit, and then people knew I did video and stuff like that, and then they would like tell their parents, and if their parents had like a real estate business or some sort of small business, they would ask me to come in and shoot. And that's just how I grew from there. So yeah, it's been a full circle moment. I'm blessed for the people that like told their parents about me, or the parents that like saw my videos and reached out and stuff like that. So I feel like the Woodlands is a great place to start any business.
Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing about having parents that have done well financially is if you want to start your own business. I mean, I have my own pressure washing business. If you want to start your own business, the more money you're around, the easier it is.
Yeah.
Because if we were in a very, very low income area, it'd be hard to get with these weddings and all this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And networking is I truly believe it's about who you know, not what you know. And that's a big reason why I dropped out of school. And I could get more into the whole dropout story.
Dude, yeah. How much money have you made, do you know off the top of your head, in total since you started?
Not since I started. I don't know.
How much money are you trying to make this year?
So this year I'm trying to make, my goal is 200,000.
Wow. I mean, I already knew that, but wow. That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 100,000 at the beginning of the year? Or was that last year?
So at the beginning of this year, yeah, my goal was to get 100,000. But then after
just doubled it.
Yeah, but after like working hard,
that's too easy.
Yeah, and not focusing my attention on classes and homework and stuff like that, I realized that, and it's still a far reach goal. Like I mean, probably won't happen, but
oh really?
That's the goal I set for myself. And
what?
So
how much you at?
I have like half a year.
How much you at right now?
A little less than half a year.
How much money are you at right now?
I am at this year. I have made 80,000.
Profit?
Yeah. Or revenue.
Okay. So how much did you make last year?
I don't even know. Last year I think like 50,000.
Wow.
But I was also doing classes and stuff like that, so I wasn't like full.
Yeah.
And a big reason, I'll just share my dropout story. So I went to A&M, Texas A&M. I loved it. It's like an hour away from the Woodlands too. So freshman year, I started doing a few shoots here and there. And one of the biggest things I did was I did a video for the Yell Leaders. And if you don't know what Texas A&M Yell Leaders are, basically we have a mascot called Miss Rev, but the mascot or the Yell Leaders are kind of like a second mascot. But there's 5 of them. They're great guys. They're kind of like celebrities around campus. But one of them reached out and asked me to like film a hype video for them. So every year they have to get reelected, and it's like a whole election thing. And they asked me to do a video for them, and I was like, yeah, like let's do it. I was freaking out too because they're like celebrities, as I said. So like when one of them texted me and they were like, hey bro, like I heard you're good at video or whatever. Like, would you mind shooting this? I was in shock. Like I called my mom right away. I was like, Mom, like Kip texted me like one of the Yell Leaders. I was like freaking out.
Because this video led to you getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, so this video, because everyone loves the Yell Leaders, and it blew up.
And you did it for, how much money did you get paid?
I did it for free.
Which that's something that a theme you'll see on how Mac, we need to go back in time after this to how you started, because a lot of it was doing things for free.
Yeah, I did a lot. I think the biggest thing I could tell like new filmmakers or photographers, like just do stuff for free. Like today I did a shoot.
You still do stuff for free.
Yeah, today I did a shoot for Exilia, I don't know, David Dobrik's friends like creatine brand, and I just did product shoots, and I bought the creatine myself, and I set up all the lights and backdrops and stuff. And
so you just bought his product and you're gonna try to send it to him?
Yeah, and that's kind of how you uplevel a brand. So if you're starting out, like just do stuff for free.
I mean, that's how you met. Well, now they're our friends, but like Stormy and Alex French.
Yeah, so another big thing
famous
is
TikToker. And
there's like a hotel in Austin. It's called Lucky Air Retreat, and so I DM'd the guy. This is like the only time I've like ever like reached out to someone. I DM'd was like, hey, like I'm a 17-year-old videographer. Like, I would love to come and like do free like stuff for you for the brand because I love Austin, love going to Austin. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And in my head, I was like, okay, I gotta make this huge. Like, how do I make this huge? And I was just scrolling on TikTok. I saw Alex French. That's when she was saying hi all the time, and she was blowing up. So I reached out to her. I seriously just emailed her, and then I also emailed Stormy Goldsmith. She was another TikToker. But right as I was gonna send the email to Stormy, Alex responded. She's like, yeah, I would love to. And I was like, oh, like let's go. And so when I emailed Stormy, I said Alex is a part of it too. And then Stormy responded. She said, yeah, that sounds great. And so I just made a whole production. I planned out like a whole weekend of activities and shoots and stuff like that for the glamping hotel, and we would go around Austin and go cliff jumping and stuff. And I brought like my whole friend group, and it was like 12 people, including the moms, and we just went around and had a good time. But that was another big shoot that people were like, oh my gosh, you shot with Stormy Goldsmith or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Stormy's one of my good friends. I did her senior photos, and yeah, it's good.
So
good time.
Do you think that it's applicable to anyone starting a business in other industries to do things for free?
I mean, yeah, I feel like video and photography, it's like the easiest to do something for free. It's hard when you're doing like a product brand, but like if I were to do a product brand right now, I would like give the product to free to influencers or my friends that have like a following or something like that.
Yeah.
Shout out Noah. Had to pay for my own Cubenetic, but it's whatever.
Because I've noticed the same thing with my pressure washing business, is that starting it, the best way to start was they always are like, do your friends and family.
Yeah. Just growing a portfolio, that's the biggest thing of any business, especially video and photos.
So to someone out there our age, older or younger, you're saying if you want to start something like videography, photography, or I guess I'm saying in general, do it for free.
Yeah, do it free, or especially just like a discounted rate.
Just do it.
Yeah, just
Nike.
And like that's how you grow, and that's how you learn like more about your camera and like what looks good or what's not. Just practice, and that's doing stuff for free.
And then before you know it, you're making $200K.
Yeah, yes, not yet.
It's that
but
easy.
Hopefully sometime soon.
Step 1, do it. Step 2, $200K.
Yeah. Yeah, but
how has dropping out been in overall?
It's been great, and I realized I didn't share like my whole dropout story. So yeah, I was doing like videos a lot, and then there was 3 things.
Freshman year. Wait, when did you drop out? What semester?
I dropped out, so I was a sophomore. So I was 1.5 years into college.
3 semesters.
Yeah.
After you finished the 3rd semester.
Yeah, after I finished the 3rd semester. And so what kind of happened is I was juggling 3 things: my social life, school, and my business. And that was just like a lot. Like there were times where I wasn't sleeping. And I was also doing pledgeship for a fraternity. So that was 4 things. That was a lot.
Pledgeship.
Yeah. But
pledgeship.
Yeah, so it was like 3 or 4 things I had to juggle, and I was like, I gotta get rid of one. And I remember like vividly, I read 4 Hour Work Week, and you recommended that book to me, so you're probably a big reason I dropped out. You are a big reason why I dropped out. I was reading, it was like, for our work weeks, like how to like make passive income, how to like don't get a job, really kind of emphasis of the book, not really don't get a job, but it just inspired me. I was like, whoa. I was like, maybe I can do it. Because I've heard all the time, like other videographers who drop out of college and stuff. Like you just always see it. It's kind of normal in this industry. But I was like, oh, that'll never be me. Like I'll finish my degree, all that stuff. I was in business. I was doing marketing at Maze. But yeah, I just remember reading that book. I was in bed, and also that was like a month or two into college, and that's when we like everyone had their first exams. So I had like 3 or 4 exams that week, and I was just so stressed. I was studying, procrastinating, like any college student does, and I was so stressed. And like I remember calling my mom after I read like the first 2 chapters of that book. I was like, Mom, like I'm actually thinking about dropping out. She would not let me speak.
Was that the first time you said that to her?
I believe so, yeah. If I said it before, I was just joking her. I'd be like, oh, Mom, I'm dropping out.
Oh, no, you did say, because we were always talking that year. Like, you would every time you'd bring it up, your mom would be like, don't even think about it, right?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I called her, and then, I mean, I would probably do the same thing if I was her. But she was like, no, Max, you're not dropping out. Don't even think about it, any of that stuff. And in my back of my head, I was like, okay, maybe I am. And I was trying to explain to her, but she wouldn't let me speak, which I would do the exact same thing if I was her, probably in her position.
So you're stuck between your mom, who you care about, probably. You're super close with your mom.
Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. I love my mom.
That was probably hard. Was that hard? Because you were scared. You wanted to follow your dreams, but your mom was telling you to go.
Yeah, it wasn't hard. And I knew I needed her permission to drop out. Like I wasn't gonna drop out like without her like blessing or her understanding. Yeah. Because I love my mom. Like I love her to death. She has taught me so much. So like I needed her blessing to drop. Like I couldn't have like just dropped out and be like, oh, Mom dropped out, and like she wouldn't have known.
Like behind her back.
Yeah. So there was like 2 or 3 months where I would just call her seriously every day. And I would be like, hey, Mom, like I'm going to drop out. Here's why. And her main concerns were like my social life. Because like college, like you build your network up. So she was worried about that. She was also just worried about like not finding a job and stuff like that. Like stuff, reasonable stuff. But I would just always combat with like stuff like, oh, like I'll still have my friends. Like I'll still be social. Yeah. Like
you're still in your fraternity.
Yeah, I still go to like some parties and events with my fraternity. So I'm basically a college student. I just don't go to class. I'm on campus a lot.
Living the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I'm on campus a lot shooting and stuff. So I still like see people like walking, and like I just grab my computer and I go on campus and act like a student sometimes to like edit or do something.
But when people see you, does everybody that you know that you're not actually in school?
Yeah, I think I made a post on Instagram and it didn't go viral.
They're making money.
Yeah. But I posted on Instagram like a big like I'm dropping out, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was
and
dope.
Then a lot a lot of my friends reposted it, so I feel like it was like a well known thing, and like not A&M, but like just like all my followers probably saw it and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean it wasn't like a crazy big deal to most people, but to me it was like
it's a pretty big deal, bro.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you're the only person besides us hearing that people like who didn't go to school just to start. I mean, I guess other people are starting. They're starting work, but you're the first person that I know that dropped out because of entrepreneurship. So that is a big deal, bro. It was a big deal.
I mean, it was scary, but I feel like after it was like a 2-month long decision I made. So like I was like a month or 2 into the semester, and then like I finally made the decision to drop out, like probably in the last month of that semester. And so I still finished the semester, took my finals, and all that stuff. But yeah, when I like went to my counselor and was like, okay, I'm dropping out. Like, how do I drop out? It was probably, there was like 2 or 3 weeks left of school. And so I just remember like going to the counselor's office and I was like, what's the steps to drop? Hello? Sorry. I'm plugging the mic. I was like, what's the steps to drop out? She's like, oh, like what, like, have you seen your options yet? Like, what do you want to do? All that stuff. And I just told her my whole story. I have my own production company.
You were trying to escape the Matrix. Did you tell her that?
Yeah. But yeah, so I videoed it. I remember I put my phone on my lap. So I have the video of it. Like I put it on my lap and like I have the whole conversation.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah. Well, it's not that good, but she was like,
you were expecting like a big, like you click drop out.
Oh yeah. I thought I'm about to drop out. Like, where do I sign? What's the papers? Like I remember like I was going to do a photo shoot of me like holding the papers I was going to sign, saying I dropped out. But then she seriously said, she's like, oh, you just don't like sign up for classes next year. Like you don't go
next semester.
You don't go on the portal and you don't sign, like you just don't sign up for classes.
And then you don't enroll again and again and again.
Yeah, and you just don't enroll. I was like,
yeah,
dang.
Which is the same thing that I found out too.
Yeah, so I was like, dang. I mean, I still dropped out, but I was like, I was wanting to like sign a paper or something. But
yeah, which is cool to people. I mean, I think it's nice. I don't even think that's known that you can take a gap year at UT. I talked to them. You can take like 4 years off. So
yeah, and then they said like if you want to come back, like
that's so much less pressure than how it's made on us.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean, I think it's pretty easy to come back, especially if you have good grades. Like it's easy to
Yeah.
come back. But yeah, and like taking a gap year, like my dad took a gap year. It's very
Oh, really?
common, like in Europe and stuff. Just the people we talk to, like
oh yeah, before they start school.
yeah,
it's
before
very
you start
common in
college,
Europe.
just like a thing in Europe to take a gap year, travel a little bit. So I think that's it's weird. Like it's like looked
Cultures.
down upon, in like especially in our community, like what we've grown up with. But
It's
a lot
so
of people do
different.
study abroad and stuff like that, which I think is kind of the same, but not really, because you don't
Yeah.
really get to experience like fully what it is to travel by yourself and all that stuff.
So is that the hardest decision you've had to make in your life so far?
Probably the hardest.
I
It's
mean,
weird
dude,
because
I
like it
think-
was never a hard decision because it was like a 2-month long decision. So every day I would just get like 1% closer
Yeah.
to like actually thinking I'm gonna drop out.
But it was scary at the time.
It was scary.
I mean,
Yeah.
you basically, now that you've done it, you showed me like, oh, it is kind of imaginary. Like, but people react, or mostly the older like parents and friends, like, oh, he's jumping off the ship, he's gonna drown,
Yeah.
and then it's like 2 feet deep and you stand up.
Yeah, but definitely I thought
You're fine.
well, what's crazy is when I like posted that I was gonna drop out and all that stuff, like I got so many just DMs and texts and people like liking and commenting on my stuff saying like you're gonna do great things, like if anyone were to do it, like I would, like you would be the person that would do it. And like I don't think I ever got one person that said like, oh, you should go back to school. Like I don't think I got one. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe like one or two, but
But also, I mean, why would those people message you saying that?
yeah, it's also
It's kind of like an echo chamber.
yeah, but just all the nice messages I was getting, it really like
It inspired you.
yeah, it gave me confidence, inspired me to do it and go full in. So that's why I worked hard, and
Yeah.
now I'm trying to just even work harder, do free stuff, and just grow my business. And so it's only me right now, but like in the future, I want to start an agency. I want to do social media marketing, and so that way, like if I leave, like my business can still run, still passive income and stuff like that. And I just want to do different things too. A big misconception is people think like I want to go into movies or something like that. And we're like all these filmmakers that's on like the internet want to like direct movies and stuff like that. And I can't speak for all of them, but for me, like I would hate doing a movie because it's 2-3 years of your life just for like one project. And I'm really ADHD. Like in class, I was like always shaking. Like that's another reason why I dropped out, because ADHD.
Yeah.
And so I could never sit down and like do a movie for 2-3 years and edit that for like a year. Like that's just fascinating to me. So I have
what's
much
your
respect
dream?
for every director like Christopher Nolan and stuff that like work on a movie for so long and make a masterpiece, because I could never do that. But I could do a short social media video for your business if you want.
So if you have one, if you continue down in this industry, which it looks like you will, where are you when you're 45, 50?
Yeah, when I'm 45 or 50.
As you know right now, of course that can change.
I mean, 45, 50, I feel like that's when I'm going to settle down.
But your business,
with my business?
what are you doing? You
I mean,
think
still
you're not
probably just
making
do
movies?
Still probably do an agency, but probably do bigger stuff like commercials for like Nike and stuff like that.
Okay.
But of course, like it can change. Technology is going to change, AI and stuff. Like probably take my job or something. But I'll just adapt. And I also want to like get in real estate and do what other businesses do. Probably start a clothing brand like every other dropout does. But yeah, I just don't want to do video my entire life. I do want to do it my entire life, but that's not the only thing I want to do. Because I just want to explore this world. I want to travel the world, and just do as much as possible that I can with the time I am on this earth.
What is your overarching goal in life? Is it to have fun?
My goal, not to have fun, but I just want to experience. I want to experience life to my fullest. I think a lot of people.
But what does that mean?
Yeah, so I think living life to the fullest means traveling, having like a close tribe of people that motivate you and that just like push you to be the best self. A lot of people, and this is like when people ask, well, what's your biggest fear in life? I'm like doing like a 9-to-5 that I hate. Yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Me too.
I feel like a lot of people, they go to college, and then they get a job, and they
first 2 years, the internship.
Yeah, they start with the internship, and they go on the job, and they love it for the first 2 years, and then they absolutely hate it. They're like, oh, I'm doing the same thing every day. But I mean, some people love their 9-to-5s, and if you do, great. But a lot of people that I've talked to, they don't really like their 9-to-5s. So they do a 9-to-5. Majority of their day, they do something that they don't like doing. And they come home, they're super tired. Like they go work out, and then on the weekends, that's when they have fun. They're like, oh, I can't wait till Friday. I'm gonna go out with my friends. I'm gonna go and get drunk, and then that's the best time of their lives on the weekends. And they don't even remember it sometimes. So it's just a cycle. So how I want to look at my life is every day is a weekend, and that doesn't mean like going out and like partying and stuff. That means like traveling, like excited for the day, like excited for what I'm gonna do. Like today, I woke up, I was like, oh.
Continue.
You want me to fix
Actually,
it?
let's just pause this real quick. Run it. 3, 2, 1. We're back.
We're back. We had some malfunctions with the microphone. But where was I?
We're back on your philosophies of life.
Philosophy of life.
Escape the 9 to 5. Get rich.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning. I was excited to edit. I had like a project for photos for a conference that I was editing. Like I was excited for it. Get in flow state, put on some music, and
Flow state.
use edit way, like make the right colors and stuff like that. I don't know. There's something really satisfying about like editing photos.
So you're a big flow state guy.
Big flow state guy.
What does that mean? What is flow state?
So flow state is like if you're an athlete or something like that, like you're just like in the zone. Like if you're playing a game, you're in the zone. What it looks like for me is if I'm editing a video, like I'm like not even looking at the time. Like 3 hours pass by and like I didn't even know. And I just finished the video and like your creativity is just flowing. And where I got that definition from is one of my biggest like not mentors, but someone I look up to the most is Sam Colder. He's a travel influencer on, he started on YouTube, and he's just like the travel influencer. Like a lot of people copied him. I copied him too. I bought his course. He has a course on filmmaking, but the way he looks at life is amazing. Like one of his big things, which I don't fully agree with, but like our time, like this is heaven. Like our life on this earth, like this is heaven. Don't wait until we die and we go to heaven to like enjoy it. Like let's enjoy our life now.
Yeah.
And like live life to the fullest. And so he's going off, he's skydiving, he's doing cliff jumps, he's doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm trying to catch up to his craziness, but
bro,
like
you're doing it, bro.
Yeah, we've been skydiving, and just like stuff like that, just like living life to the fullest. So many people like, oh, I'm gonna go skydiving. Oh, I want to travel. Like, what's stopping you? So many people say, oh, college, whatever. Take a gap year, or during the summer, try playing something. Oh, I don't have money. My parents won't pay for it. Like, start a little side hustle. I mean, you start pressure washing, do pressure washing, or start picking up leaves or something like that. Just so many people, like, I feel like make tiny excuses for not wanting to do something. Like skydiving, it was I think it's like $250 to just go skydiving. Yeah. And then you just learn so much from like experiences like that. Like traveling, we went to Ecuador two years ago during the summer, and like that changed. I know that changed your life like crazy. It changed my life too, and I've learned so much from that. Yeah, so I've just learned so much from the things that people don't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look up to Sam Colder a lot because he's an inspiration to you.
I do, and the way he just looks at life too. He's also a great filmmaker, but I admire him more for the way he looks at life. And there's also another guy I just started following. His name's Landon Parrott. I bought his course too, and his course is about like manifesting or praying, however you put it, like manifesting your goals in life.
Yeah.
And like he has like a whole Notion template with like trips you want to plan and like how like actual like steps to get there. So many people, like we have so much going on in our lives. Like we have so many, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to buy these shoes and stuff like that. Like we never just like put it down like on a list. And so his biggest thing is like visualization, like go on Pinterest, find photos and videos of like what you want your life to be. And his thing, like he like lives in Airbnbs. He's in Utah right now, and he just like travels over the world. And that's how I want to get to a point, like hopefully traveling with you. Like we go somewhere for like 2 or 3 months, and like in Costa Rica or something like that. I know you're going to Asia, like you're doing that. Right now I'm trying to save up a few more dollars to travel. And also I don't know if I like traveling for like a long period of time, like you do. Like I like traveling maybe for 2-3 weeks, and then I like getting back kind of into routine and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the biggest thing is like routines. I've actually like gone to like a morning routine. Or I've been watching the Huberman podcast. Yeah. Like the science behind like waking up in the morning, like drink water with salt and lemon, like get the electrolytes, and then go stretch, go meditate.
Shout out Hagen.
Yeah, Hagen's one of our friends is really into like
big health guy, big
you gotta
grounding
eat steak
guy.
And stuff like that. And if you don't eat for 3 days, like it boosts your metabolism by like 30%
He's a big
or something.
carnivore.
That's probably not the right numbers, but I love you, Hagen. But yeah, just like doing that, working out in the morning, and then I realized after doing this for 2 months, like it does it does like make you more productive. Like after you work out,
Yeah.
you like, and I sit down to like work, I get so much more done. Cause I used to like wake up in the morning. I used to go on my phone for like 3-4 hours. And
3 or 4 hours?
I wouldn't have 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, like during the summer sometimes when I don't have much, especially like when people are entrepreneurs, like the biggest thing is like how to motivate yourself to like actually do work. Especially
So
with
much
video
freedom.
stuff. Yeah. A lot of freedom. So like right now, like I only have like 1 or 2 projects that like I'm working on right now, and like they're not due for another 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so it's like hard to be productive and stuff like that. But there's so much I can do. I can be emailing people, like networking more, going out, all that stuff. But yeah, you just kind of stay in bed for 2-3 hours, and then you get all the dopamine from your phone for the day. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm going to go get food. And then I'm going to go back on my phone. And then, so it's just how you start your day is crazy. And a big thing too is like social media has like taken over our lives. And actually I've deleted Instagram and TikTok. I keep downloading it because it's so hard and I want to like post stuff. But the biggest thing, like Sam Colder says too, is like you should not have social media on your phone. Like the dopamine you get from swiping is insane. So a big thing I just started doing, especially with my like morning routine and stuff like that, is like I don't go on social media in the mornings. I don't even go on my phone for the first hour.
How long have you been doing that?
I would say like 2 months, off and on too.
It's hard.
Trying to be consistent is super hard. But yeah, just not being on your phone for the first hour, and then like after an hour, like you only just check like a text or email and see if like anything like work purposes, or see if anything like emergencies. But you like don't go on social media. And then I realized if social media is not on your phone, it's so much easier not to go on your phone. And then if you want to look at Instagram or TikTok, like at the end of the day, go on your computer. Like they both have like softwares on your computer. It's the same thing, but you don't get the same amount of dopamine when you swipe on your phone than you do when you scroll on your computer, which is a scientific fact. I forgot what I learned that, but
and Sam Colder is, if you go look him up, he's famous on Instagram.
Yeah, he has like 1.6 million followers, but he doesn't have like probably any social media on his phone too. Yeah. And another cool perspective he has that I also like look into is like we are already cyborgs. Like our phones.
This changed my mind.
This is word for word. Sam Colder said our phones are external brains. Like we need it to navigate. We need it to like get memories, take photos, and store it. Like, so how many times have you looked at your camera roll and been like, oh yeah, that happened. Like, oh, that was a great trip, lake house trip or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we need it to live. If someone took my phone away from me, like I could not live. So
and you feel if someone's looking at your phone, you feel like they're looking at the inside of you.
Yeah, it's great. Like if someone's like go.
That's not right, bro. Don't. Even if you have nothing to hide in your text, it's like, don't go through it.
Yeah. And so many people are like, oh, let me go through your phones. They're like, okay, I'm an open book. But I'm like, wait, like, no.
You are the most open about that though.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah. And I don't think I have anything on my phone that would like embarrass me or like put me in jail or anything like that.
But you've mentioned Sam Colder a lot. You really look up to him.
I do. Yes. I think he's why I started like filmmaking too, along with Casey Neistat and a few other like YouTubers. But yeah, he's the biggest like mentor I've had, even though I've never met him in person.
Yeah.
But
do you realize that you are the Sam Colder to some people? I guarantee it. I guarantee you there's people who are a lot younger than you who look at your stuff, even if they're not. I mean, I've been inspired by you. Do you realize how many people you inspire?
I guess.
Do you ever sit there in bed and think like, how many people do I inspire?
I mean, maybe I've never really thought of that to like the extent like Sam Colder has inspired me. And I don't think, but I don't think I've inspired someone as much as Sam Colder inspired me because there's just so much I've like learned from him. But does Sam Colder even know that you've felt that way about him? So I'm saying, how would you know if someone felt that way about you? Have you ever told him? I DM'd him. He didn't answer.
Oh, you did DM him?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, there's so many people that always comment on my like Instagram post or the videos I post. And those are the people that like are great human beings. Those are the people that like motivate me. Do you have some people that like you post anything on your story and like they always like it, like your story? Like there's like 5 or 6 people that always like my post too. And it's just it's just so satisfying when you look at your stories. You have them and then you have the people like the extra that like your story. But yeah, it's just like great quality people.
Yeah.
That like confident you and like comment on your photos and stuff like that. And that's something I need to get better at too. Like a lot of my friends like comments, like you post a photo and like sometimes like I don't even think to comment. I don't know why. But like when I post a photo, Like if you didn't comment, I'd be like, why didn't Grayson comment? Like what? Like what? Is he mad at me or something? So yeah.
Like I would do that if I was mad at you.
I don't know, but that's just something tiny. But
Well,
yeah.
if I ever don't comment, it's not because I'm not mad. It's not
Okay.
because I'm mad at you.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you want to get into some high school memories or?
Dude, our lives, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you think somebody would like to know about your bit? I mean, we've talked about how much money you make, which that's inspiring because money can free you from the job you don't like and you can buy experiences. So money's important.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else? What would you like to say to your middle school self?
To my middle school
You
self.
have 1 minute, Max Van Aardijk.
1 minute.
Sussy 7th grader that you were.
Man, just be a yes man. Say yes to as many things as possible. Try to just grow your network and reach out to so many people. And another story, this might take a little more than a minute, but like you are the maker of your life. You decide like where your life is going to go. There's so many people that like they play the victim. Like if anything happens, they're just like, oh, it's their fault. It's his fault. Like it's not my fault. And I used to be like that too. But then I just changed my perspective and I'm still working on it too. Like I'm not perfect in it, but like this stuck with me. He said like, look at life as like everything's your fault.
Yeah.
And that way, like if something happens, even though it's not 100% your fault, look at it as 100% your fault. Like you decide where your life goes. Like that's insane. I'll give you an example of when like I went to college and like this was like a big thing. Like I went into college. I had a girlfriend of 3 years. We broke up. I tried out for all these organizations at A&M, which at Texas A&M, like a big thing is like you have to join an organization to like make friends or like, because there's not that much to do in College Station. It's a field, but there's stuff to do, but not a lot. But so like join an organization. I tried out for like 4 organizations. I didn't make any of them.
Loser.
Yeah. And then me and my girlfriend broke up 3 years. And so at like on the weekends, I would have no plans. And I remember I would call you, I would call my mom. I'd just be like, I want to transfer to like to UT or something like that, to TU. Or like I just don't like college. Like I hate college. On the weekends I would just be in bed. I would have no plans. Like I would have nothing. So the first like 2 months I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna transfer. Like I'm gonna do something. College is supposed to be the best time of your life. Like why? Like what's happening to me? Like so many things were happening. Like the same weekend me and my girlfriend broke up. Like I cracked my phone and I also got a speeding ticket. And I just remember like I got that speeding ticket and like after the cop left, I just started sobbing. I was like, what is my life? So
Although did you like for me, I loved high school, but then when I think of me saying that, I'm thinking of junior and senior year. Like freshman year, I was not like, I love this. And then sophomore year, I felt the same. But then junior and senior year, you got your friends.
Mm-hmm. I think all of high school was pretty good for me, and especially like best to be in the Woodlands too. But yeah, like I got my ticket. I was calling mom. I was like, Mom, what is this? Like I was playing the victim. I was like, all this stuff happened to me. Like what's going on? And then I don't know where it shifted, but I was like, okay, I gotta do something. Like I'm not gonna transfer. Like I was so close. Like I even looked on UT's website. I was like going to the transfer portal, like looking at the steps and stuff like that. And I would go to UT like every other weekend to like be with you or like see other people in Austin. But I was like, I don't know when it flipped, but I was like, okay, I gotta do something. Uh-huh. So I texted people, I texted friends, and the next semester I joined a fraternity. Pi Kappa. I'm a Pi Kappa Alpha, by the way. I don't know if any of y'all know that. Phi.
What's this?
I don't know. It's not one of our hand signs.
Oh.
But I am a Pi Kappa Alpha.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the questions that somebody asked that I put on my Instagram. Why did you choose Pike?
Pike? Well, when I was rushing, the guys were just really cool and down to earth, the conversations I had. So that was why I chose Pike. But getting back to like I'm just not depressed, but I was really sad. And then all these things were happening to me, but I decided to like flip my life around. I was like texting people like, let's hang out. Let's do something.
You didn't play the victim.
Yeah. I was like, I took control of my life. I like reached out to so many people, and I would go to the rec, play basketball, meet new people. Like I would go up to people, be like, "Oh, how are you? Like, what are you in? Blah blah, all that stuff." I would just start like networking, basically. Yeah. And not like on purpose, like build a network for my business, but
making friends.
Yeah, meeting new friends.
Making friends.
And just joined a fraternity. That was a big thing in meeting new people. I mean, people say you're Greek life, you're paying for friends. You are paying for friends, but like that's any organization or like anything you do. Yeah.
Have you liked what are your thoughts on Greek life in general? Like,
I think Greek life is one of the best things that ever happened to college.
Yeah,
because it's about who you know, not what you know. I think there's so many people there's definitely a large percentage of people that got their jobs not from like what they knew, but like who they met in Greek life.
Yeah.
Like there's so many, like I just know, like there's probably 10 I can think of off the top of my head that they got their job from like one of their pledge brothers or something like that. Like if they joined like accounting firm or something like that, they got it like through their pledge brother's dad or just like some connection through Greek life.
Yeah.
And also Greek life, you just like meet your lifelong friends and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
So you've enjoyed it?
I think Greek life is great. I'm not like a huge partier, so there's like that side. But luckily I go to A&M where like the fraternities aren't. It's not like Alabama, where it's like or TC where it's just like crazy party like 24/7.
Yeah, but the parties are fun. I've came up to A&M for
parties are fun,
crazy.
great.
Like the build, the barn. You have like I mean, at UT the Greek life is like real houses, but y'all have barns.
Yeah, we have like barns, so like
There's
we
a
don't have
huge
Greek
party
row or
barn.
anything, so it's all like spread out.
Yeah.
So there's not like we have sorority row and stuff, but like all the fraternities are like I don't think there's any like right next to each other, which kind of sucks, but at the same time it's like fun because we have like I forgot how many acres of land like for a whole like because we have like a house that like no one lives in, it's just like a tiny house
For parties only?
Or like to have
Meeting?
chapter and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Which is basically a party.
Yeah. But yeah, Greek life's fun. I feel like just the connections I made from that is great. There's some good quality people in there that I've met, and I'm glad I did it because I was like, oh, I'm not a big partier. Like coming into college, like I didn't really even like drink.
Yeah.
Like we didn't drink in high school, and like
No.
people called us nuns because we didn't drink.
Yeah, we didn't drink at all.
And so yeah, it was like, should I join? Should I not? So it was big, but I'm glad I did it. I think it was like one of the best things I did. Made a lot of friends with that, and like that's how I kind of got out of my rut. And I did the shoot for the Yell Leaders, so people knew me from that too. So I kind of made a name for myself, and not like famous, not make a name for myself like in A&M, but like more people knew me than freshman year, of course, like anyone. But I definitely grew out of that rut of like playing the victim and took life in my own hands and started playing trips and just being social. So like go up to people. Biggest thing, like another quote I love is, like we live on a floating rock. Like you always say that. I always say that. Like we do live on a floating rock.
Literally.
So like
Fact.
stuff matters, but like it's not as a big deal. Like if you see a pretty girl, go up to her, tell her she's pretty.
Yeah.
Or like if you don't study for that test, like it's okay. If you fail that test, it's okay. It's not gonna. We live on a floating rock. You're just like a little speck on this floating rock.
None of us will be remembered.
Yeah.
Literally, none of us.
Hopefully it won't be remembered. We remember people.
For forever?
Yeah, for forever. I don't think we'll ever stop talking about like Martin Luther King or George Washington.
I'm talking about like 30,000 years.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I
So,
don't like.
so will any of us be remembered?
I don't know. I won't be living, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah.
I want us to shift to talk about our high school stories. But before we do though, I posted on my Instagram. What would you like to know about Max's life? So I want to go through some of these. And also in a sec, Kurt and James, I want to bring y'all on in a sec. So get ready for a quick bit. But Kelly Minsinger. Let's try to go quick here. What are your top 3 goals this year? Do you have 3 goals?
Top 3 goals is my money goal.
Which
and
is?
then to
What's that?
$200,000.
This year?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a big goal too. So
Better get it.
yeah. Another goal is to gain a following on like TikTok or something like that. I've started posting like casually on TikTok, but just to grow that to 25,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then another goal is to take like five adventures. So that could be like traveling.
Have you done any yet?
I went to Costa Rica this year.
Nice.
Shout out Will
For
Coons,
free?
who got me that job. Yeah, free. It was for a job. It was for like a surf company, like a clothing brand. So that was really cool. So that was an adventure. Got hit by a motorcycle. That's another story. But yeah, so like 5 adventures, and that doesn't mean like just traveling. That maybe means like taking a weekend trip,
Yeah.
like with a friend, and we like drive somewhere and just like have great conversations and I don't know, just like do whatever we want.
Money, travel, ever adventures. Was that 3?
Money, adventures, and then 25,000 on TikTok.
25,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
What are you at?
I'm at like 1,500.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one. Gabby Lemon. Not sure who this is. She must be a big fan of you. What percentage of you has no idea? What percentage of him has no idea what he's doing? What an interesting question.
What percentage?
I'd
That
love
is
to
a
Gabby
good
come in.
question. I would say 40% of me.
What do
has
you
no
mean by
clue what
that?
I'm doing.
I guess what she's trying to get at is I mean, nobody really has it all together, but it appears that out of anyone, you have it all together. You already know what you want to do. You found your passion. That's what you say.
Yeah, no, I think I'm blessed. That's one of my biggest things I'm blessed for. Like I found my passion like early in life, like in middle school. Like that is great. I've met a few people that found their passion, but like I found it, and luckily I can make money from it. So
you just
I'm
feel
truly blessed.
like, okay, I found it.
Yeah, I just think like, I mean, it was a slow process. Like I started out, I wasn't doing it for money. Now I mean, I do it because it's my passion, but I also do it for money now. But like when I first started out, like just doing like vlogs and stuff, like you don't get paid for that stuff. I think we made like $10 total, like with our whole YouTube
So
career.
much work.
Yeah, but it was just like fun, like capturing, editing, like putting sound to it. And then when I started, another thing I love about videos is like storytelling, like sharing a story. That's why I love doing weddings. And now I do other stuff, but just like telling a story, and it's like putting the music together and like seeing people cry. It's like a fun thing. Every video I show my mom, like she just cries. If it's like a video for a hedge fund company, and like after I show it to her, she's like, sometimes she just cries.
Wow.
And I was like,
Your mom is amazing, bro.
yeah, I love her. But like, it's just like funny stuff like that, like impacting people in ways like that. And I've done some really impactful things. I actually won an award for a video I did for a sex trafficking organization called Children's Safe Harbor. And that was just like a cool thing to use. Like, I guess this gift I have for like something like that instead of for like a corporate thing, which I love doing corporate things. I'm blessed for it. And they are fun to do. But stuff like church camps, where it's like people impacted, and you could like grasp or take a video of like someone worshiping, and then like you put in the recap video, and then they look back at it like when they get back from camp and they see themselves worshiping, and they like relive that moment. And that's also another thing I love about there's so much things I love about video and photos. Yeah. But a big thing is like I haven't niched down yet, so there's so much I learned from like each thing I do. So like when I do restaurant, I learn about the restaurant industry. Like I ask questions like how do you know how much food to get like per night, or like I go up to the bartender for the restaurant, like how do you sell off the bottle, and they're like, oh, like usually like in 3 shots you sell off the bottle, or stuff like that. Just like cool stuff like that. Like you learn from everything you do. Like hedge fund companies learn about money and like profit, all that stuff. So, and like weddings, you learn about just like different religions. Like I did a Greek wedding, and you just like learn so much. And that's why I haven't like niched down yet. That's why I haven't like done one thing. Like I just haven't just done weddings, because I love learning new things like from different companies, and like I get to like pull the curtain back and see behind the scenes of like how these companies operate. And there's so many like restaurants or like high-end restaurants and stuff like that like I work for, and like from the outside, like if I were to go to that restaurant, I'd be like, wow, this is an amazing restaurant, like they have it all figured out. But then when I like shoot the restaurant and like I'm actually talking to the owner, like they have things figured out, but like it's not to the extent I thought they would. So it's kind of just funny, like learn so much stuff about different industries and stuff like that.
Yeah, you learn a lot when you're doing these videos, and you get to see all the behind the scenes. Yeah. The logistics of it.
But yeah, but coming back to the question, I think like probably 40%.
What do you
is what I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that, like I'll give you an example. Like when I go to shoot, like I feel like I have 60% of it under control, like the lighting, the cameras and stuff like that. But there's 40% of it that like I can't control. So that's just one example of like the percentage.
You might have already answered this, but who do you think, another question by Gabby Lemon, must be a huge fan of you. Who has influenced you the most?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people.
Not online, or it could be online in general.
Yeah, so I think there's 3 like big ones. And I posted about this before. Sam Colder is one. Yeah. My mom is another one. She taught me how to love. She taught me a lot.
Your mom is awesome, bro.
Yeah, and then you.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, you are basically the Sam Colder, just like you, and you've taught me like way different things. Wow. But yeah, I just think, I mean, you're like one of the big reasons why. And just like watching you and like how you hang out. One big thing he does is whenever he wants like hang out with people, he just like makes group chats. I think that's so like unique. Like if you're like, oh, let's play sand volleyball. Okay. And then like 10 minutes later, like you just make a group chat with like a bunch of people that like we haven't hung out with them forever. Like, hey, let's play volleyball like this time. And that's like one thing I've learned is like, wow, he's just so like, he invites everyone everywhere. You post on your story like, hey, let's meet up. Like he wants to come to North Shore, play volleyball, something like that. And that's just like one thing I aspire, like I look up to you for. Wow, like you'll go up to random people. When I went to Madrid to see you, like you made so many friends. This dude went to like a Spanish speaking, like to learn how to speak Spanish, a school. And you were there for like a month or 2. And I came to visit you. And this dude was like going down the hallway, like saying hi to everyone. He was like the coolest kid in the school. He's like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? He had like inside jokes with people. He's like, you just like, you go up to people, you introduce yourself, you like ask them questions. You're actually curious about them. And that's like another big thing too. And that's like how I got out of my rut, which is like going up to people, asking people to hang out and stuff. And that's, I think, that big thing I learned from you. So,
Thank you, bro. That means a lot.
yeah.
I was going to say, I was actually about to ask you 2 questions. I had 2 questions about me and yours relationship. One of them being what you've learned from me.
Yeah.
Or what is one thing, not that as if some God, but as a friend, as a best friend for a long time since 5th grade, is that your answer to that question? What is the biggest thing that you've taken away from me to help you grow?
I mean, that's just like one thing. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like one of the other like biggest things. I mean, I definitely just like reaching out to people, and then, I mean, just how like you like carry the room. Like there's so many, like in high school too, I just saw like you had like a cult following, or like everyone, like whatever you did, people did. Like, and you were the one that like made people hang out. Like if it wasn't for you, like if you didn't text anyone for a week, like no one would hang out like by themselves or anything like that. But like you were like, okay, let's go play volleyball. Oh, let's come to my house. Like it would always be your house. We would go and like play Call of Duty at, or like go in your hot tub and stuff like that. So like you took your life and you made your tribe of people that brought you up and motivate each other and like made life fun. And that's why I think community is so important. That's why people go to church. That's why like you go to college to find your community. Like community is so important.
Yeah.
And you are like you're the 5 people you surround yourself with. And that is 100% true.
Thank you, bro.
So yeah,
that means a lot.
yeah.
The next one is on the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
As someone has been best friends with you since we were little, I know I keep mentioning that, but we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
What do you think is one thing that I could do better as a friend? Not for my other friends' relationships, but with you.
Well, you've heard this a million times, but this dude is never on time. Never on time to anything. Every person can attest this dude has never been on time. Today we were going to do the podcast. I was like, yeah, come over at 7, and then we'll set up everything and tell everyone else to come at like 7:30. Everyone shows up, 7:30. Where's Grayson? Like he's not here. I'm just so used to it by now.
I got a lot going on, man.
No, you don't.
I know, it's my fault. I'm playing the victim.
Yeah, but he's
No,
always
I don't.
dude. There has been like no. There has been like I can count on my fingers the amount of times that you have been like on time or early.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, and I always tell him that.
You do.
And it's like planning your life more. Like I'm OCD, so I plan out everything. Like I said, like with the course I bought from.
This is
Landon.
about, but what could, like with you? Okay, the time thing I knew you were gonna say, but
Yeah.
So that's probably I know it's disrespectful because, for example, when we got here today and James beats me here, James Schillinger.
Mm-hmm.
When James beats me here and he's coming to help set us up. Thank you, by the way, for coming. Everyone here, thank you guys. Y'all are such good friends.
Thank y'all.
James is here when I get here, and I'm like, it's very respectful when someone is here on time.
Yeah,
and I noticed it. I'm like, wow, he's here. This isn't even his thing, and he's on time, and he drove from Houston, and I'm 2 minutes away, and I'm late.
This dude lives 2 minutes away, and he was like over 30 minutes late, which like I've just learned to accept it now and like laugh at it, but like deep down, and I'm just so OCD. I am always like on time early. That's how I grew up. That's how my family grew up. We were the family that was like 20 minutes early to a movie or to church or whatever. And then I guess you just grew up differently. I mean, it's how your like parents. I'm not saying your parents were late, but like that's how like you've always just like.
No, but I think there's actually something that doesn't get shown is that I actually feel really bad about it, and I think about it all the time. It doesn't seem like I do, but I actually do.
And he doesn't change anything.
So yeah, no, but it's interesting that I pretty much get anything I want in my life. I'm like, I will figure it out. Like I want to get fit. Okay, I will get fit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn how to do a backflip. And I remember somebody telling me, it was my sister was like, you can't do a backflip on a trampoline. And then it wasn't that much longer. I could do it on the ground. I'm just saying, but it's weird how I have somehow not overcame being late. Yet I do feel really bad about it. I mean, the whole time I'm like, I'm going to be late. 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 And I'm going to be late. So it's interesting that I have not yet fixed that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'm just kidding.
Bro, okay, wait. James and Kurt, y'all want to come on for a sec? I guess I'll probably only ask y'all one question, but you can go into as much depth as you want about it. Mm-hmm. How are you inspired by Max?
The last thing I wanted to say on about Max, as far as inspiration goes, is it's not just here or in the Woodlands. I'm in Teak, top
Big
guy,
teat
at
guy.
Epsilon, big teat guy, and our guys would always talk about, okay, Aggie Pike, their IG is awesome. Like, look at this video they just made. Look at this. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I'm like, you know this guy?
Oh, they talk about it?
You know him?
Because
Like,
Max
yeah, it's
does
Max.
the videos for Pike.
Can we get this guy? How much does he cost? And I'm like, oh
A
yeah,
lot.
I don't think he's in our budget. I don't think he's in our budget.
Cream of the crop.
He's cream of the crop. But yeah, and
That's
like,
awesome.
but it's so good. He's a college kid. You're like he's as old as you. I'm like, yeah. But no, it's just funny because like all the time, and I'm gonna be fully honest. We always like will compare like our posts and quality to like what he puts out. He's like, well, we want to look how like what Max does.
That's
and it's
dope,
crazy
bro.
because like they've never met him.
Yeah.
They're all the way in Houston downtown. But
Telling you,
yet,
bro, think about how many
he's
people
still-
you
he's
inspire, man, that you don't
Yeah.
even know. How would you have known this?
No, and
How many people do you not know that you inspire?
exactly like there's people that you probably inspire that like you don't know just 'cause
You
they
will
don't
never
tell you.
know.
But like it's crazy
That's
because
crazy.
like even if I didn't know, they'd still be talking about you. Even if I wasn't in Teak, they'd still be talking about you. It's not like I told them about you. I just found that really cool, and that's kind of all I want to say. Of
James, thank you so much.
course.
Kurt, you want to come on real quick?
Thank you, James, for that.
James, I also just
appreciate
wanna say,
that.
bro-
That is
Oh,
pretty
go
cool.
ahead. Oh, Max. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, James, for that. That really made me feel good.
Yeah.
Made
It's
me-
true, bro.
Made me get a big head.
Come on, Kurt. James, thank you, bro, for being you in general. And thank you for coming on. You're a great talker.
Yes.
I'm glad I met you. I look up to you a lot. Kurt Teuscher, welcome him on. Kurt,
We're here.
when did you meet Max?
I met this fool 7th grade on the bus.
Oh my gosh, you
On
got to
the
go watch
bus-
the vlog.
on
What
the
vlog is
bus
that?
to Macola.
What vlog was that?
It's the vlog where I jumped out of the bus.
Which one is that called? Is the bridge jumping one? Like, dude, you got to go watch
Start
that.
the summer or something like
Start
that.
the summer.
It's like summer 2K.
Yeah. Okay,
But-
Kurt, bro, what is one thing that you've learned? It could, honestly, I'll leave it up to you. What is one thing that you've seen Max do, just him in his life? What is one thing that you have learned and tried to implement or been like, I want that trait?
I think for Max, and I wanted to start off by saying, dude, you don't understand how many times I've talked about you to my personal family.
Wow.
Genuinely, it's every single time I'm like, yeah, I have a friend, and he's doing this, he's doing that, he's living his life to the fullest, he's making all this money doing what he loves, and that's really what I strive to be. Like, I want to be making I want to be doing exactly what you're doing, and making as much money as you are, and loving life as much as you are, and it's something I really strive to do, and I think you're one of the main reasons why I want to become a doctor, or I want to go to Asia with Grace, and I want to find something in my life that I can be making money from, but also love doing, because I'm struggling so hard right now to find that. And I think you found it. And I'm like, dude, that is such a goal. That's such an accomplishment. That's such an achievement in life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, dude, I would kill to have what you have right now. And it's so inspiring to see that you're actually doing it. And like I said, I speak to this with my parents where I'm like, man, my friend, he's doing this, he's doing that, making all this money. And, I remember telling my parents, I was like, yeah, Max is like, he's making 100K this year. Like, he's making 100K this year. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, he's making 100K
He's
this
doing
year.
it.
He's doing it. And he's doing everything he loves. Max just dropped out of college. He did what? And
What?
I'm like, yeah, he dropped out of college. He's doing what he loves, and he's making all this money. And they always go, oh, man, good for him. Why aren't you doing something like that? So,
Loser?
in terms of how Max has inspired me, I think your creativity is something I really look up to. Your wittiness, just your passion, man. It's your passion. And
Passion.
passion.
Okay, here we go, and we're back. Kurt got cut off, but man, both of those things were, I can feel the genuineness of what they were saying.
Yeah, I mean I haven't heard that from them before, so that was truly a blessing to hear that. And I mean, thank you for saying that, and definitely gives me a bigger head than people say I already have. But thank y'all so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Keep being you, bro. Look at how much people you're inspiring.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
really cool.
if that's not one thing, there's got to be something you take away from today.
Yeah.
A few more questions, and then we'll get funny stories, bro. My little sister Ava said, how's little Patricia? She doing well?
She's good. My mom, we've nicknamed her Little Patricia.
Yeah, she's
Over
a
the
legend,
years.
bro. I
And
hope
all my
little Patricia's
friends and
watching
stuff.
this. She is amazing.
Yeah, all my friends and stuff call her Little Patricia. So yeah.
There's
Okay.
not one other parent that has been closer than our, like she like actually, during high school when we had our friend group,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like she was part of the friend group. Like
Yeah.
when we would go to your house, it was us and Lil Patricia hanging out. It wasn't like the mom.
Yeah. Whenever
She's
like I
awesome.
would have my friends over, like for the first hour or two, like they would just be downstairs talking to my mom, or sometimes I wouldn't even be home, and like my friends would come to my house and like talk to my
Yeah.
mom. Like that's how she's a great person.
Lil Patricia, I've learned a lot from you with what I want to see. I hope my wife with our kids and their friends. So thank you for being you. Seriously. Sam Russell, why is the young man so beautiful?
Thanks, Sam. Sam's my workout partner, so we go work out all the time.
How are you so confident in yourself from Gallo?
So confident in myself. I feel like you have to be confident to dream. Actually, okay, I am confident in myself. I feel like I am more confident than like the regular human being, especially with just like videos and stuff. It's like it's an industry where you get praise for your work rather than like being an accountant or something like that. Like your job is to make videos and post on social media and get comments and get likes and like do cool stuff. So I definitely feel like I'm more confident than the average human being because people like comment and like tell me, oh, dude, that video is so cool and stuff like that. So I definitely have, my friends say I have a big head, which I probably do because I feel like I am more confident than the average human. Like I said, but yeah, I think confidence is everything. Like when you go up to people, like you should be confident.
Yeah.
And that's how, I mean, all these billionaires say like, you be like the most confident in the room. And I feel like that's how you make sales. That's how you do all this stuff. That's how you make friends and all that.
Do you think you're intrinsically confident? Go back to middle school. Do you think you were more confident than other people?
I
In
think
yourself?
I was without knowing I was more confident. I think I got my confidence from like making people laugh. So I was always like the class clown
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Laughter is gosh, dude, when you get a group of people to laugh at you or your joke, not at you, with you.
yeah, anything that just gets dopamine. I realized like, dude, like our lives, like it's all dopamine. Like we just want dopamine. Like that's the chemical that like makes us happy. Like just gives us pleasure, gives us life.
Yeah.
Like with laughter, that's why our phones are so important. Like you get dopamine when you go to church, when you worship, when you scroll on social media, like you said, and that's another cool thing. That's like a little deep. But yeah. So I feel like a lot of people like, it's like, oh, how can I get the most dopamine like out of my life? That's another like how I look at my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, like go on social media all the time, but like how can I get the new level of dopamine, like authentic dopamine? I guess I don't know.
All right, bro. We're gonna switch over to our funny stories in life, but we do have one more question. I think she's a big fan. Not sure. Rebecca Petrie. You don't know her, do you?
No, I don't.
Why you won't be my sugar daddy?
Well, Rebecca's one of our good friends. So I know she's joking, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rebecca. Not today.
Find another man, Rebecca. Okay, bro. So like we said earlier, we met in 5th grade, and we weren't really that close. But
Yeah.
I think you've mentioned this. There was a shifting point in our life because I mean, if you look at us, I don't know how you'd look at us, but if we think back to what we did in high school, we were always doing crazy things. Like we were trying, and we think back to when that started, and it really started. Well, it was like 7th grade when we started jumping off bridges into Lake Woodlands and like recording it, and we felt like we were being like the craziest YouTubers ever.
Yeah, I think like this thing that like like shifted our lives from just like the average human being. I know like kids did crazy stuff all the time, but
we were better.
I guess, yeah. We were better. Yeah. But I feel like the biggest thing was like bridge jumping, and like the story was we went bridge jumping, and we were with our friend Wes, and we had like this big flamingo like floaty that we brought with us bridge jumping, and it was like in his neighborhood, and we just jumped off the bridge, but then the cops came. And so the cops came, and it was like 3 like little kids jumping off a bridge like with a big flamingo.
Which is the video with Kurt jumping off the bus in the beginning.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel or in this YouTube channel if you want to go check it out.
Dude, if you're part of our grade, that'll bring you back.
Yeah.
The nostalgia is.
Yeah, but then the cops, and
crazy.
since Wes lived like 3 minutes away, the cops just like drove us back to his house. So like we like rode a cop car, and it was so cool. And like I had the Snapchat spectacles on. And so I was just recording everything like in the back of the cop car.
Oh my gosh, the Snapchat spectacles.
And I was taking like photos like in the back. I was like, yeah, like,
yeah, you
all this
recorded
stuff.
it, bro. And at the time we were like, bro, he's recording it like without them knowing. Like this is scary.
But that was probably a turning point. Like that's when we shifted our mind to like like school, all that stuff, to like, oh, like every weekend or every day, like let's do something crazy.
Yeah.
We went from there, like when the hurricane came to the Woodlands, like
Hurricane Harvey.
yeah, Hurricane Harvey, like we bought like $100 worth of tarps and we like put it down at Terramont Park, which is like a nearby park. In the Woodlands, there was a hill, so we just waited for the rain to come, and it was like a slip and slide. We brought soap, and there was like over 100 people that came.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so just like stuff like that happened, like one like big thing every summer that like you would organize or I would organize, and that's how just like we grew. And then yeah, and then you told me to write down some like cool high school memories.
Oh yeah.
I guess we'll just go through the list really quick.
Also, slide me that book.
Slide you that book. Oh, is this your journal?
Wait, about
funny
that
stories.
before I forgot. The reason the cops came though in that bridge jumping story. So me, you, and Wes are jumping off this bridge. Max is filming us. Me and Wes jump in the that we've jumped a few times. We see a security car drive by. And then me and Wes are like, "Oh snap!" We're like, "See you, Max!" And we jump off the bridge.
Oh yeah, they left me.
It was just a security guard. It wasn't a cop.
Yeah, it was a security guard.
The
The neighborhood, it was a nice neighborhood, so they had like a 24/7 security guard. So he came, and it was like a known thing, like people jump off the bridges. So he came in, and they just left me. So I was on top of the bridge, and they just jumped, and then they hid like under the bridge in the water, and
yeah, we hid.
yeah, and the security guard was like, if they don't like, y'all need to come up. So I was like, y'all.
This is
like,
so dumb though.
Yeah, y'all come up and stuff. Like I don't know what y'all were gonna like swim to the other lake and like drive away.
Okay, but this is stupid because he told you if they don't come up, I'm calling the cops, and you were like, "Well, can I go tell them?" And he said no.
Oh yeah, I was like, well, can I go like down there and can I like jump and tell him, or like go down the like other hill on the other side? And he was like, no. I was like, okay. Well, I was like yelling, he was yelling, and then I mean y'all should have came up, but yeah, then he was like no, and then called the cops and all that thing happened.
That
But
was
yeah.
lit. Thank God it happened.
Yeah, that was a good time. But all my stories, yeah, bridge jumping is one. But yeah, biggest thing, we were mascots in high school together. Senior year, me and him were mascots at the Woodlands High School, which is a big high school, 6A. We graduated with like a little under 1,100 kids,
Yeah.
like in our grade. So it was a big high school, and we had even a campus just for the freshmen, which I guess most high schools don't have.
Dude, doing mascot changed.
Yeah, doing mascots was so fun, and we were the Highlanders, so we wore kilts, which they're basically skirts. They're basically
We wore
skirts. So
kilts.
every football game, me and Grayson, we would show up in skirts, basically.
Kilts.
Yeah, kilts, and we would just like mess around, do whatever we want. And like a big funny thing is like our school, like we only had 4 periods a day.
Dude, mascot was the biggest life hack of all time.
Yeah, but how our school worked, we had red day and green days, so we would only have 4 classes a day. So like each class would be like an hour and a half long. But since we were mascots, we were in the cheerleading class. So every second period, every single day, we would like go in the cheerleading class. We would go in the gym. The cheerleaders, they would like work on their routine, all that stuff. And me and Grayson, we would just do anything we wanted. Like we didn't have to plan anything or do anything.
That was
we
insane.
just wore skirts like all the time. But like a funny thing was like we did send-offs for like different teams, like the swim team and stuff. We go down the hallways.
Yeah, they'd go
like,
to
with the
when they'd go to
band.
state, they'd do a circle.
Yeah, but
We'd-
this is
we'd leave
one of my like funniest high school memories. Is so the cheerleaders were actually they were going to state to do their thing. Like they probably hit 0, like all that stuff. But so we do a send off where we get the band and we just like go down the hallways. Everyone comes out of their classrooms and everyone like claps, blah blah blah. But like usually we like dressed up. So like when the swim team went out, we would like wear not Speedos, but we were like short shorts or something like that, like in like a tube or something to like say we were swimmers, whatever.
Yeah.
But for the cheerleaders, we wanted to dress up as cheerleaders. And what their dads did for like one pep rally is they like get cheerleader uniforms. They put wigs on. They put like the skirts on, not the kilts, but the skirts like the cheerleaders wear. And then they put on like these fake boobs, like these fake bras, like they're stuffed. They're like big too. And it looks hilarious like when the dads do it. But so we decided to go in the cheerleading closet and get the costumes. And so we put it on. But we didn't ask for permission though. We just did this. And then the cheerleader coach was like, "What are y'all doing?"
So we show up in the gym and all the cheerleaders are in there, and we just walk in with with massive boobs.
Just massive knockers
At school. I mean,
massive
at the-
knockers, and we're high schoolers, so we're just like going like this and shaking them
Massive
and
knockers.
like doing whatever we want. We're like taking the skirts off. We have stuff under, but it was just hilarious. And we had like wigs on and bows. It was hilarious. We need to insert a clip on top of this. But then the coach was like, "What are y'all doing?" She's like, "Y'all need to."
Coach Scott.
She's like, "Yeah, y'all need to get that approved or whatever." Or we're like, "We are not doing this." And we're like, "What?" And we were walking around like the hallway before we like did the send off, and we were like going into classrooms and stuff like that, which is probably bad. But then we got called to the principal's office. So
No. I think she said go get it approved, and we were like, okay, we'll try to go get it approved.
Oh yeah, but I think we also got in, like a little trouble. But so me and
No,
Grayson,
when we went, we were in trouble.
yeah, but anyway, so it's just like me and Grayson. Just imagine we're just like in the principal's office, like sitting down,
Waiting to go into the principal's
waiting
office.
to go in the
We're
principal's
waiting
office. So we're in
room.
like the lobby, and we just have wigs on.
Dude, does the glass outside of it?
Yeah, there's glass outside the principal's office, so people like walk by. But we're just like in there, and then Grayson, like we're like seeing like girls and like wigs on, and Grayson like and like we're trying to make each other laugh, so we're like twirling our hair, like touching our boobs and stuff. And it was like what has our lives come to? Like we're in the principal's office, and then the principal like finally comes out of his room, and he's like, "Oh no, we're not doing that." We just like both look at each other, we're like, "What? Like what?" Like. We just like it was hilarious, bro. And like I could not even look at him or else I would start laughing. Like he was talking to us and I could just hear like a like that, and then me and Grace would just start like crying laughing, and then we would look at each other, bro. I was like, what have we like come to? Like this is awesome. But that's a great. I love doing mascot, and I feel like that's another thing that like people normally like they're not normally like mascots of their school, especially like our mascots. Like we didn't have a costume on it. Like we just wore a skirt.
Yeah, it wasn't really. I always tell people mascot, but I always wish there was another way I could say it.
Yeah.
Dude, if Anderson McDaniel is watching this, he's the only reason that I mascot junior year, which is with him, which is because he was a senior, then he graduated, which then was the only reason that me and you did mascot as seniors.
Yeah.
So thank you to him, bro. That decision impacted my life. That being mascot was pretty much the whole reason I liked high school.
Yeah. No, high school was
me
really
and
fun.
then me, you
Especially
got to do it together.
yeah, especially doing mascot too. It was just like we'd have a free period and mess around. And we got in a lot of trouble for some stupid things like just him as cheerleaders.
Dude, also because Anderson changed it.
Yeah, it used to
As
be
far
one
as I know,
mascot.
he made it.
It used to be one mascot, but then he changed it to two. And
He
luckily
did
that
the first
happened.
one do as underclassman. He made it so much more fun.
Yeah.
That I'm so thankful that that happened. So
Yeah.
thank you, Anderson, if you're watching. I hope you are, and I hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
Where are you?
shout out
Tennessee? Realtor? Big realtor up there.
Yeah. Yeah, but we would always get in trouble too. And like another big thing is, I mean, we'd always just try to like take control, like a senior prank, like senior year. Remember?
When we got called to Miss Spears' office?
Yeah, we got called.
You got
we
called
got called in
and
the
you
AP.
just
So
told-
I planned this. I want to do a senior prank because like all the movies, like everyone does senior pranks. So I wanted like everyone like on the last day of school to like, or the second to last day of school, like everyone would go home and then come back like at 9 p.m. and bring tents, like bring like
This would have been so fun.
like
bro.
bring tents, bring games, and like we would just camp out the night. So the next morning
At
we'd
the
wake
school.
up, teachers would come to school, and like the whole senior class would just like we had a big field in the back, like we would just be in the back.
Like California.
Yeah, and we would like probably stay up all night and just like have fun. So I made posters, and I didn't put my name on it. I didn't put anything. I just put like bring your tent this
On
time.
Snapchat, yeah.
Like this is where we're going in the back. Like I had like all of it planned out. And, like there was a slide, and I sent it to people. I was like, send this out. Like don't tell them it was me. And they just like kept going. So everyone's putting on their story.
Bro, you should have just said someone sent this to me.
I don't know. I don't know how it happened. But well, I don't think. One second. What was that?
The case.
Oh. So yeah, I sent it out. It was like 2 days later, and then I get like I'm in class doing homework or whatever, and then I get like someone walks in, and the teacher's like, Max, like front office. And I'm like, okay, like used to it by now. And then I was in cheerleading, so Grayson came with me.
No, you were just like, dude, come with me.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
I was like,
okay.
Grayson, come with me, because the AP, like we were always in the office like for stupid stuff and like for being mascot and stuff, so we like have to like plan events.
Yeah, the most
Yeah.
person who got you in the most trouble, we were basically befriended.
Yeah, and that was also
Miss Spears.
I was also senior class president, so like I was always with the APs.
We befriended
So we were
them.
we were chill. We were like friends by the end.
It was amazing, bro.
Shout out to Spears.
We walked in there and it was just funny.
Yeah, so we like walked in the office, and you recorded actually, but she like sat down. There was another AP because I guess it was like a big deal. So she was like, so like tell me what's happening on the like 29th or whatever. And I was like, you know? I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, do you know what's going on,
I
Grace?
don't know what's going on.
And Miss Spears was like, she's like, okay, guys, do you know? I was like, she's like, you know anything about like tents? I was like, camp? What? Like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, that's like, I was trying. It was just like, she knew what we knew. And like, I don't know how she knew. And I also do not think, I mean, she probably, but I don't think she knew that I was the one that made it.
Oh.
I think she like saw that. And then she was like, who would have, she was like, Max, like he did this.
But you actually did do it.
I
But
did
then
do it.
she asked us, then who did it? And then we said Cooper Hughley.
Oh yeah. And on the bottom of the poster I made, I said if caught, like Cooper Hughley made this, which is a kid. like one of our good friends. He was like the kid that everyone just like made fun of, but like he was everyone's friends, but like he just like everyone would like love on him, but, like mess with him and stuff like that. Yeah, he was like a guy that like took jokes and all that stuff.
He was so cool.
He was a popular guy, but everyone just like loved him and made fun of him.
Cooper
but yeah,
was amazing.
So I was like, oh yeah, that was
great guy.
That was Cooper's plan. But I was like, okay, never mind, fine. It was me, like blah blah all this stuff, and so we got in trouble. But that was another funny thing. But what's another? I'm trying to think.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Check this out. This is same time frame as the bridge jumping. This is my journal again from my perspective.
It was a crazy summer.
Crazy summer. We went a little wild here. Max went off the rails here. Saturday, July 25th, 2017, about to start freshman year. Well, I actually walked in on Max having his first kiss with Abby McShann. So at least we both got to share the moment. Then the next journal entry is, Abby just broke up with Max. Abby just broke up with Max for no apparent reason. Keep in mind, homecoming is in 2 weeks. Which was a huge deal.
One of my like first girlfriends, we were dating for like I don't know how long, like a month or so, or like maybe I guess 1 or 2 weeks, and then like 2 days before homecoming, she broke up with me.
It says 2 weeks here, sir.
What?
It says 2 weeks.
2 weeks before homecoming?
Yeah.
Oh.
So y'all broke up 2 weeks before homecoming. Then there's a third journal entry.
Oh Lord.
They got right back together, and me and my friends are are mad at Max because he should have ditched her because she broke up with him for no reason.
Rip.
And that's the story.
Oh,
True
well.
love.
Good times.
This is one more. November 15th, 2017. I brought a mini speaker to school today and would walk by people and play loud farting noises. My friends would put it in their pockets and I would play noises as they walked by people. We also put my backpack and my speaker on the other side of the classroom. And when it got really quiet, we'd play noises and everyone would just look at each other very confused while my friends were dying laughing on the other side of the room.
Dude, funny stuff like that. Like that's what like bridge jumping started, and then like it just went from there. Like I remember during finals week, like you brought like a whole like a TV and like your Xbox to play Fortnite.
Yes.
And just stuff like that, like you would always do, and I guess that like encouraged me to do stupid stuff too. And we would always get in trouble, but it would be for like stupid things. Like it wouldn't be for like vaping or like doing drugs in the bathroom or anything like that. It would just be like for dressing up as cheerleaders or like bringing out Xbox to school.
Bro, this one says this is another one. December 2018, sophomore year. It's titled Cheating. Midterms are this week. You know what that means? Cheating.
Bro, biggest thing, I'm still proud of this. I did not write a single essay like in high school. Or like I at least junior and senior year, I didn't write a single essay. I would always pay people to write my essays for me.
Now that
or I would give them a free photo shoot. Because I would never, all my English teachers, if you're watching this, I did not read a single book y'all like gave us. If it was the Great Gatsby, like if it was any of those, I don't even know because I didn't read them. Like Twin City or something, I don't even know. I would never read them. They were just too long.
No wonder you
I would
dropped
start
out of
reading them.
college.
What?
No wonder you dropped out of college.
Yeah, no wonder. But I was like, this is a waste of time. Like, I'm just going to hire someone. I'll give them a free photo shoot. I would seriously put on my story, like, who wants to write an essay for me? Like, who read this book and who wants to write an essay for me? And I would have, like, 3 people swipe up, and I would pick the smartest one. I'd be like, hey. I was like, you want a free photo shoot or do you want money? And I would just, like, do a photo shoot for someone else and get the money, and then I would pay them.
So money
like, it would be, like, $50 for a whole, like, 3-page essay. I was like, oh, okay. Like, bet. Let's do it.
So money does solve all problems.
No. Money does buy happiness to an extent.
What can money not buy you besides health and relationships?
Cannot buy you? I don't know.
There you go.
Boom. But yeah, I think that's all the good stories.
Yeah, bro.
But we're making memories now, traveling the world stuff. I remember still one of my like favorite memories to like this day of this year is like when we were in Madrid. This dude studied abroad, or he took a gap year, went to Madrid, learned Spanish. He wasn't taking classes.
See.
Yeah, see. And when I went to visit him, like he made all his friends in his class and stuff. But like one time we went to like the park, and the sun was setting, like a beautiful sunset. And there was like a street performer, and he just start like,
oh my gosh, this
singing.
was crazy, bro.
I think one of the most magical.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite like nights.
I texted you about this.
Yeah, this is one of my like favorite nights, like of just like of my life in general. And this is why I love traveling too. And like I guess we can end on this story unless you have anything else. But I think there's like a magical story to end on. And it also like speaks to your character and stuff. But we were in Madrid, we were in this park, and then there was like a few people, like 10 people, just like around like a street performer. He was like a singer, and he was really good. And then
Really good.
yeah. So we like
Really
went by,
good.
saw that, we're like, oh, that's so cool. And then we like walked around park and came back. There's more people, and then by the end, when the sun was setting, there was like a group of like over 100 people, probably 200 people around. And he was singing going off. There was like a big circle, like huge, like I would say like 30 feet in diameter. And he was singing in the middle and singing songs we didn't even know because they were in Spanish. But then Grayson, I was like, bro, Grayson, like go out there, like and start dancing because he does that stuff all the time. He's like, no, I don't think so. I was
There
like,
was
bro.
a lot of people, like 300 maybe.
Yeah.
200.
And he was like, bro, I was like, bro, go.
Huge circle around
I was
this
like, bro,
one
do
guy
it.
in the middle on guitar.
Yeah. I was like, bro, go out there and dance. He's like, no, I don't know, bro. Like maybe. And then like people started dancing in the move, and there was like one person that like started dancing a little bit, and then this dude just like went out in the middle of the circle and just started dancing. And then like everyone, the vibes are like beautiful day. Everyone just comes in and starts dancing around this person, and then Grayson starts a conga line and just does all this, and it was the most magical like moments. And like none of those people would have had that, like maybe a magical moment, like it was a magical moment for me, like for other people if it wasn't for you, just like getting the courage to go in that circle and just like start dancing. Because I record it too, and we'll put it on too. Like you start dancing, and then everyone just comes together, and like for seriously like 4 or 5 songs, like everyone just dancing, like singing, laughing, like yelling top of their lungs, and it was just like a beautiful, like it was. I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like this is what life is about, like connecting people, and like the music's so beautiful. Like everyone, like we didn't know what the words were saying, but like I bet half the people there did, like were tourists too, but it was like we all connected, and like at this moment, and like had a great time. Like everyone was sober. Like it was just like a great, beautiful time.
Yeah.
And like that's what I want to strive to do. Like every day, every weekend. Like I don't want to go out to the bars and forget it all. Like I want to make memories that I can remember and have deep conversations and like moments that will stick in my head, in my mind.
That's what life is all about, right there.
Yeah. And that my favorite quote. Oh, I forgot. It was, to live would be an awfully big adventure.
By who?
Peter Pan, I think.
Peter
I don't know,
Pan.
it was in a Sam Colder video.
Wait, say it again.
To live would be an awfully big adventure. Because if you
Oh.
think about it, there's a lot of people that they're just not living.
They don't even
maybe
realize
maybe they lived when they were young, but they're not living like now in the present moment. I think that's so sad, and that's a reason why I dropped out, because I was like, I don't want to follow the path that everyone else goes.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you want to be an accountant or something like that, or like if you want to be a nurse, a doctor, like we need all those people. And I think that's a great like gift if you're into all that stuff. I cannot do blood or anything like that, but like we need those people. But that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit in a class for 4 years and waste my time. I didn't want to go to class, and I remember going to history class, and I would just right after the lecture, like I would forget everything. Like I would forget everything. I was
'Cause
like,
you're
why
stupid?
am I wasting my time here? What?
Because you're stupid, or because
Yeah,
it was
I'm
boring.
stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. But I tried in high school too. Like freshman year, I got a 4.0, and then after I realized I was gonna drop out, didn't do that well.
But then you read a book, and the book made you realize you want to drop out.
Yeah, and I think another reason why I dropped out was I was learning more from reading books and like doing my own business than like school has like ever taught me in high school and stuff like that too. Like a big thing I question in life is like, why don't they in high school why don't they teach you about like taxes or like just like
They don't want
day
you
to
to know.
day-to-day stuff. Like if there was like one class just about like, it was called like life 101 or something like that. It was like, 1 week's like, here's how to do laundry.
Matrix 101.
Here's how to do laundry. Here's how to buy a house.
Same
Here's how to
class.
pay taxes. Here's how to like start your own business, like set up an LLC or stuff like that. Like why don't they have a class like that? Because like that's the stuff I learned like on my own, and I guess it's like easy stuff to learn like on your own. But, like also then there's other like team leadership where it talks about public speaking. Like that's something easy you can learn on your own too. Like so it's like why don't they have like a life class?
Public speaking, though, that's good.
Yeah, it's good to know, but I'm saying like there's like that's something easy that you can like learn outside of school too.
But
Like-
how? Public speaking? I get what you're saying. I actually agree with team leadership, but I felt like public speaking was the one thing that you could practice in there. Because how else do you practice that?
What is like going in front of people?
True, but that's hard.
Yeah.
But I remember my teen leadership class. I remember the teacher being someone I did not look up to as a leader. I thought he was pretty mean. So how, like,
Yeah. I mean,
That's
also,
not
I think
right.
our school system is like, I mean, everyone says like it needs to change. And I know teachers are doing like the best they can, but I feel like it does need to change. Like if you look at classrooms from hundreds of years ago, like it's the exact same layout. Like, but now like kids are like our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller. So people need we need to change how people learn.
Yeah.
And that's why I think like e-courses and all that stuff is like getting more popular because like kids can learn on their own pace rather than stay from 7:20 a.m. to 2:30 is when we got out. Like we would just like learn all this knowledge that like by the end of the day we would probably forget, and then we would learn it for 2-3 weeks, and then we would take a test over it, and then after the test was over, it was just like a routine to just forget everything. Like it's why everyone dreads finals and stuff because like they forgot everything, and then they have to relearn it all after the final. They forget it all.
Yeah.
And like I've never had to find the angle of an obtuse triangle before, and I don't think I ever will.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. And if I do, now there's AI. So, but yeah, but
no, me and Noah last time talked in the first podcast about how everyone says the problem, but doesn't talk about the solutions. What's the solution? What are you gonna do anything in your life to affect that?
I actually have thought about it, and like I've actually like written. I haven't sent it, which like written like an essay to the principal or like the government saying like asking why
To Biden.
What?
To Biden?
Or not to Biden. I mean, I just made it. I didn't send it, so
That's dope.
I didn't even think. But like,
Well,
like
that might
why?
be the most proactive thing that anyone's probably
Yeah.
done who complains about the school system.
Yeah. Like asking, and then also like, I mean, I just made a draft, so it wasn't like anything crazy. But like, I was listening like I remember like the different units. Like you would do like one laundry, taxes, like buying property, like starting LLC, like stuff I've already said. And like that's just the top of my head.
Yeah.
But like what the units could be and stuff like that, and so yeah.
I
But
know.
I do need to send it. So
I think about how like the school system never teaches you. If you ask almost everybody, the one similar answer when people say what do they want to do with their life is they want to travel the world, and we never learn that in school how to travel.
yeah.
How do you stay in a hostel? It is safe if you go in Europe and stay in a hostel. Like why don't they teach us these things? But then you think, well, the government, the school system is going to be set up so it can continue to help the government. Not that they're necessarily evil.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Who knows? But whoever they are. But it's going to be set up to continue the machine.
Yeah.
Why would they teach you things how to leave this country and live somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but I mean, I also agree. I mean, we do need doctors. So like college, like, I mean, I don't think everyone should like drop out of college and like.
should I drop out of college?
I feel like you should. But I feel like you need a. So here's like I knew what I wanted to do with my life. Like I had a plan. I had a business already. That's why I dropped out. Like if I was in your position, I wouldn't probably not have the guts to drop out, like you are. Because you don't know exactly what you want to do with your life, but you're still like that's what I admire too. Like you're still running with it. Like if I was in your position, I'd have not dropped out. Cause I didn't have like a business I was gonna grow. Like I didn't have like where it seems like you don't have like a set plan. And like I don't have a set plan of like the steps I'm gonna take to grow my business. But I know like I'm gonna grow my business, and that's what I'm gonna start with. That's how I'm gonna make money, and then I'll invest in property or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But like you don't know. Like every day is like a mystery.
So what if my plan works? I mean, to you, I don't have a plan, but I have a plan. But what if it works? Then what would you think? Oh, snap, it worked.
Well, I know you're gonna be successful no matter what.
Thank you.
And you say you like want to get a yacht and stuff. I was like, hey, like, do it.
Thinking big here.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I think that's pretty big too.
Yeah.
But it's rather I love this quote too. It's like, get a friend with a lake house. Don't get a lake house. So I'm gonna leave it up to you to get the yacht, and then I'll enjoy
Make
it.
all
While
the
you can
group
pay the
chats.
millions of dollars to dock it and get a crew and stuff, and I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll invite me.
Get ready for those Snapchat group chats. Yacht, July 8th through 12th.
Yeah,
Dude,
whenever he
that's
makes a
gonna
group chat, he
happen.
just puts like the activity and then like the day or the time. I can't wait for the yacht in Santa Monica, like 7:30 Friday or something like that. It'll be a time. Yeah, this dude's gonna be like, "Hey, can you make a video?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, sorry, like can't." He's like, "Oh, never mind, don't come anymore." But I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you for having me on this podcast, and I could see this growing a lot. But thank you for making me the second person.
I mean, yeah, you really are the first guest. So that
Yeah.
should say something to why you are the first guest. You can think about your life and how much you're impacting people. And I
Yeah.
hope you realize that from what James Kurt said, from what I've said, from what... I don't know. It's interesting that you probably don't realize how many people, for example, James talking about his whole fraternity talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
How many other situations is it happening? And Sam Colder, the guy who you look up to the most, who you said has changed his life, and one day you will be able to meet him and shake his hand and say that. But until now, he doesn't know. It's like if only there was a way for artists to know how many people that they are inspiring.
Yeah. I mean, well, like in Sam Colder's like terms, like, and this is getting off subject, but like he definitely knows because like so many people comment.
Dude,
like,
I don't.
DMs.
But people probably say that about you.
Yeah.
No, he knows, but I don't know. I think that's a general misconception is that they know how many people they inspire.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how many people go up to them and be like, dude, you have changed my life, bro.
Yeah.
So you need to do that to him one day.
Yeah, I will.
Which I know you will. I mean, you were about to meet him at a meet and greet coming up, right?
Yeah, I was seriously, we can end on this too, but I was seriously about to, so I've been talking about Sam Colder this entire time. I was seriously about to, he had like a meetup in Dallas, and we're in like around Houston, so it's like 2-hour drive to Dallas. And I was about to, he was doing an event with MusicBed, a music company for videographers. And seriously, the day they had it, August 12th, that's when I'm going to Utah to shoot the wedding. So I already booked my flights and everything, and there's like nothing I could do to change it. So I won't be able to meet him in person this year.
That's
Hopefully in the future.
That's the one thing about, well, that wasn't really planning ahead. I mean, that was a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I hate about buying plane tickets ahead of time. For example, when 7 of our friends were going to go to Costa Rica, so we bought plane tickets, and a few of them couldn't go, and then we decided that it was going to be too expensive to all split the Airbnb now. So then we canceled our flights, lost that money, and we had to cancel the Airbnb, and we already paid for half the Airbnb. Fun story. I'm just raging.
Yeah. But I think to like leave people off, I think the biggest like takeaways that I've just like learned over the years, and I'm no like influencer like person, but just like what has worked for me is consistency. Like
What does that mean?
Like every day, like be 1% better. Like get a morning routine, stick with the morning routine. Like if you're gonna read. If you're gonna work out, like work out. I mean, everyone says like, what's the key to working out and staying fit? It's consistency, eating healthy, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just being consistent, whatever you want to accomplish, with, like your goals.
Uh-huh.
And then just like go up to people, say hi to people. Like,
Yeah.
we live on a floating rock.
Just say hi.
If you go up to someone, they think you go up to them and you be like, oh, and then you like say hi, talk to them, and then you leave, and they're like, oh, that guy's weird. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And most people won't. They'll be like, remember you.
Yeah. And then just like live life to the fullest. I know everyone says that, but like, no, I don't think a lot of people are actually like living their lives like to the fullest and like taking the abnormal route, especially like growing up in the woodlands and stuff. But like everyone's parents are successful,
Mm-hmm.
so they just try to follow their parents.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people now, and there's so many more creative people, especially with the internet,
Uh-huh.
that like there's so many different like forms of creativity and expression that people haven't just like experienced yet because they're staying in the confines of school and the system.
They're NPCs.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So this is your first podcast you've ever been on.
It is.
Well, great job, bro. This is my second.
Thank you. Hopefully I didn't say like and a lot. That's a
No,
that's
bro,
a big
you did
thing to work
amazing. I hope people who know you are already inspired by you, but I hope people who have not met you and seen this video, I hope they realize what you're capable of. Because I remember this. I remember in your house when you were telling me, I didn't know how much you were into photography at the time. I remember you telling me, yeah, like I'm doing these, like I started asking people to do photo shoots for like, it was like $20, $40 or $60. It was like Addison Irvin and maybe Hannah Lee or something. I remember you were editing the photos because we were like looking at them. we're looking at all your photo shoots, and you had started doing them. And I remember you were doing them for like nothing. And I was like, I just remember realizing like, oh, why is he doing that? I didn't even know like you really liked that much. And now you've dropped out of college. You are trying to make $200,000 this year. You've traveled to Costa Rica, Ecuador, Europe. Dude, you're doing it, bro, and you're inspiring a lot of people. So the biggest thing business-wise, biggest thing I've learned from you is put yourself out there and just start doing it for little to nothing. Get experience. And then what James said. And then know your worth and then go. So, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, asking me these questions, and hopefully I didn't sound like
A bot?
arrogant. yeah, a bot.
No, I don't think you sound arrogant. I mean, the whole point of this was for people to be inspired by you. I think if people think you're arrogant, then they're not letting themselves be inspired by you, and they're letting their ego get in the way.
Yeah. But yeah, thank y'all. Go follow Grace and Brock Perspective. So, go subscribe, like, and comment. And this dude's actually, before he started this podcast, I was like, dang, bro, like, you're actually doing it. Like I've always wanted to start a podcast. And, like, for, like, 2 years now, I've, like, said, I'm going to start a podcast, but I haven't even, like, started at all. And this dude just, like, started to do it. Filmed the first one on his phone, and then I'm going to look at the second one. Like, we're already, like, have cameras and stuff and lights, which are mine, which was my idea. But, yeah, but thank you. Thank you for having me.
I had another realization real quick. You have never, so people say podcasts are starting all the time, and you've never been on a podcast. How is that possible? So no one's ever asked you to be on a podcast.
No.
That's kind of crazy because people say everyone and their mom is doing a podcast, and you've never been on a podcast, and people know that you have a huge business. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, my business, I mean.
But that's interesting. If podcasts were everywhere, then you would have been on one.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think my business is like a massive business.
Well, I think if anyone that knew of you had a podcast and they were interviewing guests each time, I don't know why they wouldn't have you. Just an interesting thought I realized because people say that podcasts are everywhere, but
maybe
how has this dude not been on a podcast?
Maybe I want to start my own podcast. Everyone follow my podcast. The Max Otter Perspective.
Tiny Meat Gang. Dyke Perspective. Thank you guys. Thank you, Max, for coming on. A few more words I'll say after this, but thank you, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. We got episode 3 coming I was about to say this episode is going to drop this Friday. Episode 3 is coming next week. We'll see. I might be having my mom on. It'll be a surprise, but thank you guys so much for listening. If you do enjoy, please comment, not for the algorithm, but just simply so that we can get some feedback. But I really appreciate the people who reached out and said that they were impacted by the first podcast. So I hope y'all learned things from Max and enjoyed it, and get ready for the next one. Follow the Instagram, the Grace and Brock Perspective. See if we can get to 200 followers. The more people, the cooler guests we can have on. And if you'd like to be on this podcast, then DM me at that Instagram account. Anything else? And buy a Cubenetic. Where's my toy at? Run it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah! Thank you so much, boys. Oh, yeah, thank you. If this is still recording, thank you, James Schillinger. Thank you, Noah McCarron. And thank you, Kurt Teuscher, the Mexican, for being here to help set this up. And thank you, John, of course, for being the third guest.
Yeah.
Again.